सोसाइटीले मलाई जुन सक्सेसको पिक्चर पेन्ट गरेर दिएको छ नि त्यो सक्सेसमा गएपछि आई विल बी ह्याप्पी भनेर many people are doing that.
You know, I have a Chancellor's Gold Medal from Kathmandu University, and I've packed it and put it in the closet because I have no use for it. Meditation is nothing but letting go. There are some crazy definitions of meditation that has gone around the world, and you hear of this Kundalini and whatnot, and you hear of all these people from God knows where coming to, you know, Nepal, India, all these places to learn meditation and finding some weird people there. Don't accept the bad behavior for sure, but accept the person first. We think that this outside world is the world and this adhyatma, spiritual world, is not for me. Whether you like it or not, it is you.
I think that is what the human race has failed to acknowledge and accept.
I'm Dhikichyau.
And I am Aditya.
And we'd like to welcome you all to the very first episode of 2021. This is episode 16.
So today we have a very, very special guest with us, Mero. She has been my teacher, my mentor, like when I was in A-levels, and she's been one of the best teachers I've had, like and I've always remembered her,
So
like not just like from inside the classroom, but from outside the classroom as well. So, okay, introduction.
Yeah, so she is a faculty of Art of Living, and she's also a yoga instructor, and I think she's been teaching in Art of Living for the past 5-6 years now.
5-6 years
over
now.
5 years. So we have with us today Suvarna Shreshna Basnet.
Shreshna Basnet.
Shreshna Basnet. I'm so sorry.
We'll do that again.
Aditya, तिमीलाई त थाहा थियो होला मेरो middle name.
मैले उनलाई भने थिएँ.
Wow.
But no one, अहिलेसम्म जसले पढाएको छ नि, no one reads it as Shreshna. जसले पनि श्रेष्ठ भन्न थाल्छ. And actually both of them are my first names. मेरो actually name is Shreshna. मेरो Suvarna is, I adopted it later.
Okay.
तिमीलाई पढाउँदाखेरि I was still called Shreshna, है?
Yes. Shreshna ma'am भन्दै कि Shreshna भन्दै अनि like
You can call me Shreshna, no problem. Suvarna Shreshna doesn't matter.
So, okay, we have with us Suvarna Shreshna Basnet.
So sorry.
No problem. Not your fault.
All right. So, Happy New Year, first of all.
Happy New Year to both of you.
Happy New Year.
How was your New Year and how have you been?
That's such a best question to start for me because, you know, I just came out from a silence retreat, 3-day silence retreat. And that's the best thing you can do on a New Year, you know, to go deeper into yourself, to explore yourself. You know, you've explored the whole world all your life. You know, you're there, out there every time. But on a New Year, you know, it's such a special day to dive within, understand yourself better. And when you are, you know, so in touch with your own self, then that's where all these, you know, creativity comes out. This comes out. So I was in a silence retreat from January 1 to 3. I just came out last night, and I came straight here to meet both of you.
Thank you so much for being here. I'd like to exit, you know, we do this a lot because this podcast also started at a very turbulent time in like the whole world. So how would you reflect on 2020 if you had to?
You know, it's been a blessing in disguise in so many ways. You know, I was just talking to both of you and how this podcast started in 2020, you know, so it's been a blessing in disguise for you. And I'm sure this will go a long way. I've gone through your, you know, all your past episodes, and you've done very, very good job. So for me also, you know, this whole 2020 has been a roller coaster ride for everyone, but a very, very fun roller coaster ride. You know, you won't believe, I was in my house for full 9 months. I left my house after 9 months. You won't believe this. I was in my house for 9 months, but I did not feel I was inside. You know, it's like being in a prison. You know, I did not even go all the way to the gate. I was so I did not even, you know, have time to interact so much with my family because I was so busy with taking online courses. You know, there was like courses every week. There was not a single week where I did not take a course or I did not go to participate as a student, you know. So this happens in Art of Living a lot. I take course, sometimes I go and participate as a student, you know. So it's nice to be a student, you know, you just leave all that, you know, responsibility of being a teacher because it comes with a lot of responsibility. So just take time off and you go and become a student and just listen, be there and, you know, participate, do what the teacher tells you to do. So it's been fun. Another blessing in disguise is because, you know, in this time there was there were a lot of people who were, as you were saying, going through this turbulent time. And they were looking for, a lot of things to do. Yoga meditation was certainly one of the things. And a lot of people were keeping it in a, there were people who wanted to do it, but they didn't have the time to do it. So this was perfect because everyone was in the lockdown. They didn't have anything to do outside. So you might as well go online and, enjoy this. And even we as teachers, we didn't know how, this will go. How people will take it online, because we've been doing it in hall and in silent retreats and resorts and all. So doing it online, staying at home, would it be but no, it was absolutely fun. It was so much more fun in some ways. I can't explain. You just have to be there. You have to participate to know. But a lot of people got connected. If we were doing courses in a hall, there would only be selective number of people just from that city who could participate. Now people from all over the world.
So you have a wider variety as well.
We have a wider variety, and we could reach out to more people in need. And everyone has Wi-Fi these days or data, so they can always come. So it's been really, really beautiful. I didn't even realize that I was inside the house, and which is good because, I wasn't frustrated being inside the house. I was happy being inside the house. I didn't even realize that I was not going out of the house.
I think that is something that we have to master.
Yes.
That's staying within yourself.
It comes naturally, actually, with practice.
So for someone who doesn't know what Art of Living stands for, Anthony, the first course itself, I think it's called the Happiness Course.
Program, yes.
So Happiness Program. So if you had to briefly, tell people what is it about and how would you?
It's about, Art of Living, before the Happiness Program, Art of Living is about living life artfully. Everyone lives life, but to enjoy it, to make the most out of every day that you live is Art of Living, So who doesn't have problems in life? Everyone does. So what is the big deal about it? You might as well enjoy life, with the problem or without the problem. There are days when you have problem, when there are days when you don't have problem. So you might as well enjoy what you have in front of you. When you take problems, if you just see problem as problem, then you will get bogged down. But if you see that to every problem there is a solution, every problem comes with a solution. There is no problem that does not have a solution. So we've got to be able to see that. And when we are able to see that, then we come up with, we do something about it, because now we've seen the solution, we can do something about it. And how beautiful is that life when we are doing something about the problems, not being bogged down by the problem, right? So that is Art of Living, that is living life so artfully, taking challenges as they come, with the smile on your face. And what helps that? What we teach in Happiness Program is the mastering the skill of breathing. And we always had this. We were born with this. When you see a small kid, they're always breathing in different kinds of pranayamas. We've forgotten that. So in Art of Living, we teach a very, very beautiful and powerful breathing technique called Sudarshan Kriya. And it's nothing but rhythmic breathing. So you breathe in different rhythms. And children, we as children have done that. And I'm sure you all remember how happy you were when you were kids. You always wish to go back to that childhood and be that jolly, happy-go-lucky child. So we were all very happy when we were young because we were breathing properly. We were doing all the pranayamas. We are blessed with nature, by nature, to do all those pranayamas. But as we grew up, as we interacted more with the world, initially there was just my mom. Then the father came in, then the siblings came in, then the rest of the people in the house came in, then the whole joint family or extended family came in, then schools, then teachers, friends. As you grew up, girlfriends, boyfriends, so all these people you're interacting with, you would have some sort of emotions that would come with that interaction. And all these emotions, what it does, it affects our breath. So this, what it did was, instead of going deep, long breath, you were breathing, according to the emotion. So what happens, let's see. So when you are angry, what happens to your breath?
You're gasping for air.
Yeah. So it's like as if, like the dogs breathing, like how do the dogs breathe? They just have their mouth open like that, right? So we just close our mouth, but we breathe the same way through our nose. So what anger is doing, it's changing my breath. And with the change in the breath, what it does, it causes different disease in us. So, the dogs, they live at the most 12 to 13 years. So if you want to shorten your life, then you get angry very often. So now what we were doing was, with the breath, with the emotions, our breath was getting affected. And because the breath was affected, we were getting hypertensions and, diabetes and all those stress-related, disorders in our body and also in our mind. Anxiety, depression. What are these? The emotions. You're sad. Somebody said something or some situations happened in life. Then, it affected your breath. When you're sad, what happens? Your exhalation becomes longer. Yeah, and then your inhalation becomes short. And when you're happy, your inhalation becomes long and your exhalation becomes short. And that's also not good. When you are happy, as in extravagantly happy, excited. So all these are not good for your breath. The moment the breath gets affected, it affects your body and your mind. So you get all kinds of different diseases in your body and mind. So now what do? Change it. So now we use the breath to control our emotions. So, our emotions, if you can channelize it, you can use it for your creativity to strengthen yourself. But if you let it be, then the emotions will control you and you'll get all those diseases. So to live life healthy and happy, that is art of living, and that's what we teach in happiness program. But having said that, it's not just breathing that we teach, trust me. There's so much more fun. There is all these practical wisdom. And if you've heard Gurudev, especially to younger people like you, when he's talking to younger crowd, oh my God, he's so witty. So we have all that witty wisdom with a lot of practical things and then a little bit of yoga meditation.
So I also wanted to ask how you began your Art of Living journey.
My Art of Living journey?
Yes.
It was... I thought, this is not for me. Like a lot of people think, so those people who are listening to us right now, they would all say, this is not my cup of tea. Art of living, meditation. Who's going to sit in front of that laptop and just sit there and meditate? You might as well, do some chatting or do some net surfing. That's more fun. That's what we think. So it was not cool for me. And I used to think, and that's what a lot of people think, that when you need help, that's when you come to places like Art of Living. So my sister was in it and she was nudging me to go. And I said, no, this is not for me. So I kept on, pushing her. So for 1 year, she persisted. So I went. In the meantime, I had gone to UK for my master's degree. So my friends were visiting me. And so we were a big crowd. So most of them left. One of them stayed back for 2 more weeks. And she stayed with me at my house. So my sister, and she was into yoga. So my sister said, my sister is not into all this stuff, but she really needs it. And I'm glad she saw that I needed it. So she told her, there's this program that's happening. And why don't you go? Because if you go, then my sister will go. Because she was into yoga meditation, she said, I've tried so many things everywhere. So I might as well go for this. And it was only for 2 hours in the morning. So she said, okay, fine. So I had to go because my friend was going and I live in Godavari and she's new in Kathmandu. So I had to accompany her. So I went her to like a chaperone, going to this course with her. But I slowly, as I was participating and doing all those activities and Sudarshan Kriya especially, I felt like, by the end of the course, I felt like a hot air balloon. I was on a hot air balloon. I was so light. And my friend was asking me, what changes have you seen in this time? What has happened in you? And I said, I don't think there's much change, but I just feel so light. That's all I remember telling her. I feel so light, as if like a huge burden there was on me had come down. Like, I had
just within 2 hours.
No, it was we have a 6 days program.
Oh, okay.
In online version, it's only for 4 days. So on a offline course, it used to be 6 days. So it was 6 days, 2 hours in the morning, and sorted.
At the end of that course.
Yeah. So that was like it was just amazing. But I went back to my life. But slowly, somehow, then
you come back.
I just came back, and I just took one course after another, and. It's just been a beautiful journey, and I can't thank my sister enough for tricking me into it. Otherwise, I would never have come in. And now, this is the best thing that could have happened to me, and I'm enjoying life. A lot of people know me now than what they used to do before. So it's been beautiful.
I've also been like a part of Art of Living for maybe younger life.
Oh yeah,
so
you said you did Yes course.
Yes, I did Yes course, and I did another course. So Titibela Gaurav Khanal.
Okay.
Yes, so I think he was taking the courses Titibela. So I remember. So before I went out, I went to India to study. I was an active member of Art of Living. So I do remember, going to the courses. And it was absolutely fun.
Yeah.
And I only have like happy memories of Art of Living.
Yes.
So I'll come back to the things that you said, Ogine.
Ah.
So you said like how breathing affects our emotions and how we, as we grow older, things change. Because you said that everybody's happy,
Exactly.
that as we grow older, like we have problems, then we have emotional turbulences.
Exactly.
And we can't handle that, right? Then things go sideways. But then I also feel like age-wise, ignorance is bliss. So I believe for a majority of my life, I was ignorant. And I was looking back, ignorant, I was happier, okay?
Yeah.
Because I didn't care about a lot of things.
Yeah.
So you didn't have to worry about it.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't care about a lot of things, so I didn't have to worry about a lot of things. So let's say I try to be more aware. I try to be more empathetic to people. I try to be more kind. I try to, listen to people and stuff. And I think like that adds on to, then you start seeing things. You start observing things. And I guess then you see like everything that's going wrong. And then you see everything that's not correct. Then you see sadness. You see people who are hurting. And you empathize with them. And that affects your emotions. So what do you see to that?
This saying, ignorance is bliss.
Yeah.
It's a useful quote to use, but as you say, when life is perfect, there is nothing to worry about. Ignorance is bliss, because, there's that side of that, creepy side that you don't know about. And, your life is perfect. You have friends, you have family. When life is going on well, then not knowing about a lot of things does not really matter. But when, life is not sunshine every day, so you look at the weather outside, I was supposed to come here from Godavari, and then it started to drizzle in the morning, so you have rainy days as well. So when you know things, when you know that there are going to be rainy days, cloudy days, stormy days, then when you will be prepared for it. So to be ignorant is to ignore that, this can happen to me. All these situations that you just explained can happen to anyone. But if you know in advance, then you can prepare yourself. So how do you prepare yourself? So for example, you know that there is going to be night after day. You cannot have day all the time. It'll be silly of me if I say, okay, let me just wish for day. No, night is going to come. I can't just wish for summer all the day. Winter is going to come. So when the winter is there and it's cold, what do? You wear a jacket. You protect yourself, right? You, instead of complaining, you might as well enjoy. It's nice to sometimes be warm and cozy in a fire and wearing a warm jacket. And in summer, it's nice to throw those jackets off and go to the beach or, go hiking or trekking. It's nice, So there is good things in every season. So if you see that, then you will always be ready for whatever is coming your way. So this is where, Art of Living, knowledge helps us. Ignorance is only ignoring. No matter how much you ignore, the bad weather is going to come. But if you are ready, what happens when the storm is there? The storm does not last forever. You are quiet, you are calm. You just wait for it to subside. What happens? It will subside. And when you wake up in the morning, when the storm is over, the road is clear. The storm does not come and destroy all the time. It comes to clear the roads for you. And you see that, I'm from Dharan, and then it's on a hill.
Yeah.
So when it rains, the city is always clean. It carries away all the dirt and all the garbage that's on the street, goes down, and you come out and the whole city is, clean. So the rain is good. Storms are good. As long as when it's going on, you're not agitated, you're not worried, you're not, anxious about anything. You're not waiting for it to be over. You're not thinking, oh my God, when is it going to be over? You're not, scared about the situation. This is where knowledge helps. You be calm. So all these breathing techniques, meditation that we do, it helps you to have that stability of your mind so that despite the situation, you are calm and you have the patience to wait for it to be over. And when it's over and when you come out, you see there are beautiful opportunities waiting for you.
But what happens when you're in this bubble, just like ignorant boy, you're in this bubble, but then suddenly you find yourself in that storm and you just get numb, you just get overwhelmed by that feeling. For people who are in that situation, they can't see a light, they can't see another day outside just to feel.
Exactly.
So त्यति बेला चाहिँ how do you cope with that?
So just like this, 2020 has been a similar situation for a lot of people. Nobody was expecting this to happen. We were all watching news from China and we thought this will end in China.
Yeah.
We didn't think that this will come to us. You know, till March I was traveling. I went to Bangalore, met Gurudev. Oh, this book that I launched, you know, from Gurudev. This was in Feb, and March lockdown happened. So all of a sudden this came to us and people were under depression. They were anxious. You know, a lot of people committing suicide. Why? Because they were ignorant. Suddenly they were in that bubble, as you said, and suddenly this situation happened and they just could not cope up with it. You know, so, you know, for what I say is, you know, like I'm not here to market art of living. You know, it doesn't need marketing. We are here for people. We are not here for us. We are here for everyone. You need this. This is part of our life. Meditation, we were born with it. You know, for 9 months we meditated in our mother's womb. That was meditation. We did this Adi Mudra. We stayed inside mother's womb in Shishu Asana, meditating. When we came out, see, look at all those asanas that a kid does. Usko body iti flexible, so they can do all kinds of asana with that flexible body. You know, so we are born yogis. So this is nothing new to us. All these breathing pranayamas that I was telling about, we were all born with it. We did that till 2-3 years of age. We suddenly forgotten. So we just have to remind ourselves. And knowledge, how it helps. You know, you are in dark. So you are in that bubble, in that ignorance for, let's say, 20 years. How old are you now? 22, you said? Yeah. Okay. So let's say, I know you're not ignorant, but let's say somebody has been in 20 till 22 years of age. You're in that bubble, in that ignorance. You don't need another 22 years for light to come and take you to knowledge. You're in dark for 22 years. Just a ray of light will take the darkness away in few seconds. Yeah, so just a little ray of light, you know, it comes and shines. The room that was dark is now suddenly light. It's well lit. So ignorance, no matter how long somebody can be in that ignorance for, you know, but just a few seconds of light and the darkness is gone. What is darkness? Absence of light. Darkness is not a substance. It is just a mere absence of light. So the moment there is light, darkness is gone. So you just have to bring the light, and which is what we are doing. We are that light. You know, we are here to light one candle after another. We are a lit light because we have that knowledge. So what we are doing, we are coming here to light every candle. So don't stay in that ignorance. You don't have to wait for another 22 years to come out of it. Just 4 days, 2 hours of happiness program, and you're into the light.
So would you say ignorance is the absence of knowledge?
Yeah, it is absence of knowledge. So the moment you have that, and knowledge, it touches all people's intellect. Our intellect loves knowledge. It's not ignorance that it loves. Ignorance ma hudakeri ke huncha, you are, you know, it's easy for us to procrastinate. We are very lazy people. You know, so we say, bholi garola ni. Yeah, somebody else will do it. Why me? Because life is perfect for you. There is somebody to cook for you. Everything is going perfect. No problem. But, you know, when situations get turbulent, then you need that. And it shakes you like earthquake. You know, then you have no choice but to go to knowledge. All of us are born to go towards knowledge. We have no choice.
We're born seekers. You know?
We are born seekers. We are here to, we have a purpose in life. You know, we are born seekers. We need to go to light. We are here for that. You know, the more you delay, the more in that bubble you will be, and the more in suffering you are in. The sooner you know. That's why, you know, we start this program for 8 years old. As early as 8 years old. Before 8 years old, you really don't need it because they're all yogis. You know, from then, all these interactions and all this start happening, and emotions, turbulence starts happening. So that's why you need it. So the earlier you are, you're very lucky. You got it at an early age. Young, much earlier than I did.
Yep. I was very young. So I again want to go back to where we started this podcast. You know, you just said that you went into this silence retreat for 3 days, and it's an excellent way to know yourself, you know, and explore yourself. And I think many people, or many people that I'm surrounded with, many people that I know in general, we're always out seeking for more, outwards. We're always seeking outwards, you know, travel garni, yo garni, tyo garni, yo sikhni, tyo sikhni, but it's always, everything is outwards. I need this, I want to get this, I want to learn this, but then the inward looking, I think, understanding yourself. People are 30, people are 40, they still don't know who they are, what they want.
Right.
And I think like how you started, and how do you think, like, how is that so important?
When you are trying to achieve everything outside, somebody in your age, like you were explaining how you were in that creative field and you learned all these things while you were studying.
Yeah.
So as you are doing that in your repertoire, just add yoga and meditation. In your list of things to do, this is what I want to learn. Just add yoga and meditation. It's so simple, and it's so nice to have a flexible body, and it's nice to have a useful body. I won't tell you my age, but Aditya knows me for quite a long time now, and I still have this figure. I still have this body, and I'm still flexible. I can teach you yoga even now, and I'm sure I'm going to teach for so many more years to come, and still look youthful. I've carried my gray hair today, just to tell you that I'm not the age that I look right now. But if you want to look younger, then you've got to do something, right? If you want to eat some delicious food, then you have to learn how to cook and then, fix it.
Right.
But what I'm coming at is, I was just say, we're always seeking for accomplishments. What will make me happy is outwards just the getting the dream job that I want, getting into the dream university that I want, and marrying the girl that I want, or something like that. Like something we're always looking outwards for fulfillment. But then,
there is nothing wrong in that. There's absolutely nothing wrong in that. You have to do it.
For how long? And I think like for a majority period of the time, people get confused because is that what you really want, or is that what society tells you that you want?
I think now I understand what you're trying to say.
Because for me, Anthony, I don't know if like the university that I want to go to is the university that I want to go to because I want to go there, or because society tells me that's the top university. When you're going to be happy, you're going to be successful,
Right.
and if you have that successful, you will be happy. So I think I am still chasing that society le मलाई जुन success को picture paint गरेर दिएको छ नि, त्यो success मा गएपछि I will be happy भनेर. Many people are doing that.
Yeah.
I think I am doing that.
Yeah, and all of us have done that. I've done that, and I've packed all my degrees, and I have a Chancellor's Gold Medal from Kathmandu University, and I've packed it and put it in the closet because I have no use for it. But at that time, that was so important because the whole society, my family especially, my mom, my dad, I was very intelligent. I was very studious, so it was very natural that they would expect me to excel. And I got medal from the president of Nepal, from the chancellor from Kathmandu University. So what does that mean to me now? It doesn't make sense. I think that's where you are driving at. But at that time...
Did you do it because you wanted to do it, or because you thought...
because it was part of the society. It was like, it was expected of me.
Yeah.
And, I think what you are trying to say here, Aditya, is, okay, this is what is happening, and I need to make a right decision. And there's also this another aspect where I need to go inside myself so that I know I'm making the right decision. How do I know that this decision of mine is right or wrong? How do I know that this decision that I've made is my decision because this is what I want to do, or because, my family or my society expects me to do? And this is so important question for all the youngsters who are making decisions to whether to go abroad to study or stay in Nepal, work, or start your own. These are all choices.
Yes.
You know what? When you go within, and this is where the silence retreat and all this comes into play. When you go within, you are in touch with your core, with yourself. So we'll have to go and find out what that self is. So the more you are quiet, and forget about meditation. When you go to Mugu, Rara Lake, what happens when you see that view for the first time? You have not seen Mugu, you've just seen it on painting or some photographs or on videos. You go there live and you see that stunning Rara Lake. This has happened to me. The lake was covered by trees, and the moment I got down from the airport, from the plane, I was asking people how long. They keep on saying 2 hours. No matter how much I walk, they keep on saying. That's like a thego भन्छ नि. So 2 घण्टा. कति? अब 2 घण्टा. My God, 2 घण्टा त कतिवटा बितिसक्यो. It's not coming. And all of a sudden, this one last person we asked, and he's like, 2 घण्टा. And then the trees, we were walking, there was trees on the side, and suddenly cleared. And there was this Rara Lake, big, beautiful Rara Lake right in front of us. How do you feel? Wow.
Taken aback.
Yes. The time stops for you right there. And that is meditation, where everything is in a standstill. There's nothing going on in your mind except that beauty. What happens, Aditya, when you see a beautiful girl? You say, wow. right? And Kritika, when you see a handsome guy, wow, anything beautiful. You see a flower, you say, and it smells beautiful, you say, wow, it's taking you within. Right. Anything beautiful, the sight, or you listen to music, you immediately close your eyes. If it's music that suits you, you immediately close your eyes and you go, wow. And that is meditation. Meditation has been happening to us all the time. The only thing is, it happens for a split of the second and we forget about it and we go back to the normal world. Those who practice meditation, proper meditation every day, it lasts longer and the effect is longer.
So would you say meditation is being present in the moment?
You be present in the moment. You experience this present moment. Otherwise, we're always in the past and the future. Yeah. Exactly. We're constantly thinking about the things that has happened in the past, things that were beautiful things that we did in 2019, 2018, and you're like, why 2020? We're always regretting the present and always, thinking about the past. Or we are planning about the future, what to do. So the more you are in past and future, you're forgetting about your life, which is happening right now, this present moment. No matter how difficult this 2020 is, this is right there in front of us. How can we make the most of it, right? So coming back to your question about what to do with that decision, the more you are in touch with yourself, the more you have that wow experiences in your life, the more intuition comes out. That's why those people who meditate always make the right decision at the right time. That's why maximum 90%, more than 90% of the world's businessmen, if you go and ask them, they always do meditation, one form or the other. Doesn't have to be art of living, any form of meditation. And some people follow Vipassana, some people follow, Osho, some people follow art of living. So anyone who does meditation are in touch with your core. And, what do you call the intuition? Gut feeling, right? Where does it come from? From your gut. That's your second brain. We think our brain is only here. That is the one that is guiding us, your gut feeling. The more you are in touch with your core, the more right decision comes. Then, whatever the society tells us, it won't budge you because it's your, Atma ko, Antaratma ko awaz bhancha ni haina. So that is what is intuition. Your Antaratma is telling you that. It's not your desire that is telling you that. It is your internal, your intuition. And how to sharpen that? Meditation. So if you want to, that's why, meditation is the fashion right now. It's the coolest thing to do right now. And what do you have to do? You brush your teeth every day, 5 minutes, in shower, another half an hour maybe. And those people who like to look at themselves in the mirror for some time before they get into the shower, maybe another hour. So you spend so much time in your bathroom, just cut down a little bit. And, spend so much time on watching TV, cut down a little bit of that. In that 24 hours, take out half an hour. Just half an hour for yourself and meditate. And it's nothing. It's so easy. Take a deep breath in. Hold it. Now, can you keep on holding it forever? No, right? You're waiting for me to tell you to release, right? Now release. How do you feel? Bliss, right? Because something you've been holding inside, now you're releasing. You feel so good. If I keep you here for 2-3 hours without letting you go to the loo, what happens? And then finally, when you're so desperate and you actually go, heaven, right? Yeah. That's bliss. Meditation is nothing but letting go. Something that's you've been holding yourself with, like all these things, concepts and pressures and stress and expectations, all these things that you've been holding on to in your mind, you're just releasing it. And it's so beautiful. The release is like, bliss.
So I'll come back to one more question. Do you think everybody, like everyone in this world is good? Because मेरो चाहिँ पहिलेको concept कस्तो हुन्थ्यो भन्दाखेरि I thought everything is subjective. So everybody, there is nothing good or bad भन्ने कुरा नै is subjective. So something she does, if I like it, it's like good for me. But the same thing she does, you don't like it, it's bad for you. So good or bad भन्ने concept नै is subjective जस्तो लाग्थ्यो हैन. But I think अहिले 2020 मा there was so much protests going on, so many social injustice that we got to take in, got to learn about. थाहा भयो धेरै कुराहरु. अब त्यो सबै हेरेर चाहिँ I think that is not true, हैन. मेरो आफ्नो लागि चाहिँ है, I truly believe that there are some people who are not good, हैन. अनि I know, and त्यो एउटा एङ्गर आउने क्या एउटा एकदमै रेज हुन्छ नि अनि आई ह्याड द्याट फर सो लङ के आई वाज जस्ट पिस्ड फर लाइक मन्थ्स हुन्छ नि स्टार्टिङमा त एन्ड आई जस्ट ह्याड टु डु समथिङ गो समवेयर लाइक के गरिदिउँ के गरिदिउँ जस्तो लाग्ने कि आई वाज लाइक इन सो मच रेज होइन अनि इट रियली टुक अ टोल अन मी not the person that I was angry for, but then it took a toll on me. So what do you say about anger and rage? You just talked about letting go, but how do you let go of that anger which stems from isto injustice that is not really forgivable?
See, I'll tell you what Gurudev says, and it's so beautiful. Everyone is pure, everyone is innocent in the deep. It's just that they've been, their circumstances maybe, or their upbringing, their situations in life, all of a sudden something has happened and their behavior becomes evil or bad, and that is harmful for others in the society. So it is not the person that is bad, because even when, we go and conduct courses in prison, and Gurudev himself has gone to prisons and, met people there, and they come and hold his hand, the way they express themselves in front of Gurudev, tears in their eyes. They have committed crime, some murders, rapes. These are heinous crimes. They need to be punished. Of course, you feel that rage. Of course you will feel that. But every time you go and ask them, you tell them, how did you do this? Every criminal, when they say, I have no idea what happened to me at that moment. I was just taken over. I was possessed and it just happened. No crime happens. There are very few that are like, very planned and all. Otherwise, most of the crimes, if you go to the prison, most of them would have just committed by the spur of the moment. And what is that? It is their emotions that they just could not control, and that took over. And they went, and because they could not control it, they went and the emotions controlled them. And what happens when you are angry? I used to be very, very angry before. I've broken glass. This big I can't harm people. So I can't go and beat people. But I used to get so angry that I would want to, go and smash people or hit them or break them or whatever. So I wouldn't do that. So, I would go and break glass. I've done that. A big water jug, I've broken it. I would just go and throw it. I was so tempted to break a television once. I was, at my teenagers, very aggressive age anyways. So, and plus on top of that, I had this anger that I could not control, but it was controlling me all the time. So what do I do? If only I knew breathing at that early age, I probably would have saved some glasses. Thank God I did not break anything else. So, to control your emotions, you have nothing else but your breathing, meditation, and knowledge. Knowledge is so important. And these knowledges, these are enlightening knowledge. These are so beautiful knowledge. They're so simple. Any textbooks that you read, whether it's Bible or Gita or Quran, they're so fascinating. All these Bible stories, go and read them. It's so beautiful. And it's so innocent. They're so pure. There is goodness in everyone, Aditya. There is no one that's bad. It is, something possesses them, and then they go and commit that. And as you say, there's no right or wrong. What is right for you is wrong for me. What is wrong for me is right for you. So why judge someone, If she is doing something from her understanding of what is good, then let her do that. What do I do? I accept it. When I'm not accepting what was Aditya going through, anger, because you could not accept that person doing that, right? So you were doing what? You were feeling angry. And who was suffering because of that? That person is doing whatever that person has to do. But you are suffering because you are angry because of that person. So that emotion, who is burning inside? You are. So you have to do something about it. You can't go and change other person, but you can at least change your, your feelings, your emotions. You can control it. So you have this beautiful breathing techniques, beautiful meditation techniques, and knowledge that will help you calm down, relax. And what it does, it saves you from all those emotions, and it saves you from having those perceptions. And then when you accept that person, okay, let's say I'm your family member and you don't like what I do. So let's say I smoke in front of you and I throw, smoke on your face. Of course you won't like it. But I'm so nasty that I will just come and do that. I enjoy it because I'm so ill-mannered. But I'm not that bad person. It's just that I can't control my irritation. I just go and do it. So now what do? You accept, because you are, let's say I'm your sister.
Mm-hmm.
You have no choice, because I'm part of your family and you have to come to the same house. I have to come to the same house. You have to live with me. So what do? First you accept, okay, this is my sister and this is how she is. Let me just accept her the way she is. Because if I get angry, I am getting angry. I am suffering. I am going through this hell. She's not going to change for that.
But so isn't it so unfair that we have to suffer because of someone else?
Yes, but see, I'm coming to that. I accept this person. Okay, now I just come and say, okay, you smoke as much as you want, do as much as you want. I'm just going to sit here.
Mm-hmm.
You just, you have the knowledge. That's why you're doing that. Day 1, she does that. Day 2, she does that. And no matter how much she does it, you are not reacting. You're just taking it every day. Something changes in that person. It's like, I am so horrible, because that person is not horrible all the time. There are moments when she gets that, but there are other moments when she's nice. In that time when she is nice, she will reflect and just like, I'm doing so much. I'm making my own brother suffer so much, and my brother is not reacting, is not getting angry. So what you are doing with your acceptance, with your love, you're changing that person. And there is nothing that cannot be changed with love, with acceptance. It'll take time. You will have to have a lot of patience. But remember, you're the wise person.
So, but I have a question on that. So, do you have to draw your boundaries before you do that? Because if you do that to me, if you smoke on my face every time and I don't let you know that it's actually affecting me and I'm just accepting it,
No,
then I don't think you'll be able to.
Initially, you were reacting, right? When you were reacting, what did I do? I was doing it even worse. I was making it even worse. So what you have to do, you just drop it. You're saying enough is enough. I'm not going to react. So you just let it be. Step by step, slowly, that person will come around. Or slowly you go and talk to that person. Mm-hmm. Reactions will not get you anywhere. But sitting and talking with acceptance, with, the moment that person sees that, you're coming from the space of understanding, you're coming to change that person, but with love, then that person will sit down and listen. But if you go and blame, you are you're a disgrace to the family, you're doing this, why will that person come and change for you?
Right.
Pointing fingers is not going to get you anywhere. So that's why this beautiful knowledge Gurudev has given to accept. Accept it. Everyone is good in their heart. Every criminal has goodness. Every vile person has some goodness in them. So you just touch that goodness. See the goodness in the person, not that bad thing. Don't accept the bad behavior for sure, but accept the person first. That person is a human being. Then you go, and from that space, when you are working on that person, so what is that? It's not called passive acceptance, it's called active acceptance. You're accepting it to change the behavior. But if you don't accept, you blame, you point out, never going to happen.
Right.
So
just
with
like
love.
you mentioned about how you shouldn't accept what they're doing actually. Because I think most of the people, we talk a lot about just examples where we're resisting and when we're complaining about it. But I think some people, they just don't complain enough because they're just taking things as it is and not taking any actions.
Right. No, you don't have to accept everything. You don't have to be not speaking for everything. When you are bringing about that change, you are still speaking, right? But the way you are, it's all about communication skills. How you are presenting yourself. You are still changing that person. You're not accepting everything. You're still changing that person. But the way you are doing it, your approach is different. You want that person to change. So you have to make an effort to be, intelligent, to be wise, and come up with ways to change that person so that that person will come around. And this world is ours. We are not just talking about my family or your family. We are talking about the whole world as well. All these agitations that's going around and, all these things that's happening. So this is our world. We have to, make it beautiful. So we have to go and make an effort to change those people. And how do we do that? Not by just, sitting and doing nothing. Yes, go and talk. Go and speak. But from the space of acceptance. Acknowledge that that person is a human being. That person has just made some mistakes. Acknowledge that. We are all human beings. We all have made mistakes in our lives. So we've got to recognize that in others also. How many times we've made mistakes? We make mistakes all the time. It's natural. You know, so they have also made a mistake. They've made a bigger mistake than we have made. So, but they just have to see it. So you have to go and, you know, turn the table around. So how you talk to them, how you present yourself to them, it's so important.
Another thing that I feel is everyone's just chasing for happiness. Like at the end of the day, no matter how much you chase, like money or cars or anyone, whatever, they're like at the end of the day, all you want to be is like happy, right? So what does happiness really mean to you?
Just that, you know, sense of that, you know, joy from inside, you know, whatever that gives you, that sense of peace, you know, I'm so content, you know, whatever I have, then that is happiness. For, you know, like it could be ice cream for someone, you know, oh my God, I crave for ice cream. So that ice cream is joy for you. For some, it's travel, you know, those people who love to travel, that gives you joy. For some, it's, you know, reading books or writing books, you know, so there are different ways to be happy. But as Aditya was saying earlier, you know, like you're only looking at things outside to look for joy. And as long as it's something that you can do on your own, no problem. Because, you know, if you can travel on your own, no problem. But the moment you need friends to go, and the friends have their own priorities, they have their own time, you know, they may not be able to give you that time, then you start having those frustrations. You know, my friends did not give me that time.
So when you're dependent on someone else for your emotions.
For your emotions, then that's when the problem starts, right? All that feeling of, oh, you know, my family does not listen to me, or my family is not there for me, or my friends is not there for me, and all that, you know, emotional garbage starts getting accumulated. So the best thing is to look, as he was saying, to look inwards, because that fountain of joy is actually within us. That and it's such a cliche when you say it, you know, so many people have said it, and oh, that joy is so inside you, you just have to go and tap within. You know, I don't want to sound so cliched, but it is true. You know,
I think everybody's heard it, everybody knows it, but then like
they've not
they just
experienced
feel like
it.
this is too far-fetched.
That's why, like, you know, you've not experienced it. That's why.
Yeah, even we talked a lot about meditation and how it helps, you know. But it's really difficult to meditate, to be honest. I mean, I've tried it. I know you've tried it, right?
Okay,
but
let's do one thing. Do you have a pen? Can you grab a pen?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Now, can you both of you hold that pen in your palm? Can you grab that pen, Aditya? No, there's a pen there. See, there's a blue pen. That's a brush. You can grab that. Anything that you can hold in your hand. Okay. Now hold it tight. Hold it so tight that, you know, the nerves are going to explode, but you're not going to let go. Just tight. Now, can you hold on to this forever? No, right? Now release it. You're so relaxed, right? And that experience is joyful, happiness, right? That tightness was pain. That was sorrow. That was painful. The moment you released, you were happy. You're relaxed. You're calm. Who wouldn't want to be in that state? You know, all these concepts, all these expectations, all these, you know, dramas that you have in your life, you're holding something. You know, you have a bank balance in the bank, and you're worried in your mind all night, all day, thinking, you know, what will happen if the bank goes bankrupt and my money disappears? You have a beautiful wife or a very good-looking husband, and you're thinking, you know, what if somebody goes and steals my husband or my wife or my boyfriend or my girlfriend? You're constantly worrying about it. When these worries, what are that? You're holding on to it, right? You're holding tight. The moment you relax, I'm like, I'm not bothered. My bank balance is going to stay there. You know, I've put it there. I have faith in the bank. It's going to be there. I have faith in my friend. I have faith in my boyfriend, my girlfriend, my husband, my wife, my children, whatever. You know, and if it goes, so what? Everything is here to go.
I think.
Do you think you're here forever? You're also going to go away.
Definitely not.
So your body, your very own body, is going to leave you one day. It's going to go to the cart or the cremation ground or the burial ground. So what are we holding on to? You know, again, when I'm saying this, it looks easy. Before, it was far-fetched, right? Now it's so easy. Meditation is nothing but letting go. We have a wrong conception of meditation. We thought meditation was going to that cave at very old age or to that mountains and have some dreadlocks and wear that dhoti and sit down and meditate. No. it's household thing. You know, you can sit in your house like brushing your teeth, just sit and immediately you can get into meditation. You don't have to wait for hours to get into meditation and get that 5 or 10 minutes of bliss and come out. No, the moment you sit down, you get into meditation. So you just have to learn that art of letting go. And it's so simple. It's like, did you know how to brush your teeth earlier? You were born with it? No, right? Your mom must have spanked you so many times for not brushing teeth, right? Your mom must have reminded you so many times. So you learned it, right? You have to, first you probably just did that. And later you learned, you have to go up and down everywhere, inside, outside. You learned the trick of brushing teeth, right? It's that simple. Don't tell anyone. It's a secret. You have to, it's so simple, it's so easy. Anyone can do it. I told you, 8-year-old can do it. Didn't you meditate in your YES course? See? Anyone who can sit down, close their eyes, can meditate.
So, how would you identify yourself? Would you identify yourself as a yogi?
I am a yogi. I teach yoga, so I've got to be a yogi. But you know, all of us were yogi, as I said before.
Yeah.
You know,
we're all of us are born yogis.
We're born yogis. We've forgotten the trick of the trade. We've forgotten it later. But now I'm a practicing yogi. I'm not, I'm not that perfected yogi. I'm still in the path. I'm still learning. I'm a student. And I will be a student all my life. You know, and it's always nice because there is this whole universe has amazing wealth of knowledge. How much do I know? In this whole universe, there's so much of knowledge. And in my little mind, I have this much I can accommodate, right? So that's much I know. And as I explore, as I go to courses, as I meet people, as I, travel, it's not that, I'm a yogi, I sit down and just sit and meditate. I travel, I explore, I read, I write, I do all kinds of activities. I'm as normal human being as anyone. I have not quit the world to go into this world. There are two sides of the same coin. We think that this outside world is the world and this adhyatma, spiritual world, is not for me. Whether you like it or not, it is you. You have been living it. They are, the moment you realize that spiritual world and this outside physical world are two sides of the same coin, they go hand in hand, they are inseparable, you will be at peace and you can carry your life well. If you choose only spiritual life, like some people do, I want to run away from my family, I don't want to take any responsibilities, I'll just go and meditate. That's also not good. Where will you run away? You think that your family has a problem, that problem was a problem for you, or your business, you faced some problems, you had faced some loss, and you're running away from people. Where will you run away? No, bhagera kahan jane? You think you will go to jungle or to some mountains and you will live there peacefully, you'll find some other kinds of problems there.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's the thing about meditation. I mean, you try to let go, but they keep following you. Okay? And I think,
as in who?
I mean, the thoughts.
The thoughts.
Right. Because meditation, as I have the concept in my head, and you're just like practicing breathing though. You're just trying to be present and you're just trying to breathe and focus on your breath. But that is the difficult part, Ken. That needs practice.
And it's so simple.
Exactly. It
Can
sounds...
I show you something?
Yeah, sure.
We've just made this thing so difficult. It's so because, oh my God, it's only rishis and yogis who meditate and only they can do. It's as simple as this. See, this water is so clean. So if I look through it, I can see you, right? It's so clear. Now, if I put some mud in it and I shake it, what happens? It becomes dirty, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So now, if I see with that dirty water, I can't see you. It becomes opaque.
Blurry,
So I can't, it's muddy, so I can't see you. So basically, my mind, with a lot of thoughts, whether it's good thought or bad thought, there are thoughts, right? And it's like, huge speed. It's worse than New York traffic. New York traffic is much better than our mind. It's so much, fast. Every second, split of a second, there are new thoughts coming in. So what do? The mind is hazy. That's why you can't make the right choice. You can't make the right decision because you can't see through your own mind.
Right.
It's hazy. You may be something good. Because my mind is hazy, you say something good, I hear it as something bad and I react to you. And you'll be like, I said something nice to you. I was complimenting you. Then again I react. Why? Because no matter what you say, it's going to distort because it's all dirty. And the moment it reaches here or here, it's all dirty. So I can't be nice because it's dirty. Meditation, what do? I don't have to do anything. I just let it be, keep quiet, and it'll settle. The mud will settle, and I look through it, and I can see you clear. So in meditation, you do nothing. It's not like, you have to see light on between your eyebrows, or there are some colors that you have to see. There are some crazy definitions of meditation that has gone around the world, and you hear of this Kundalini and whatnot, and you hear of all these people from God knows where coming to, Nepal, India, all these places to learn meditation, and finding some weird people there. They've made the beautiful thing go distorted. It's not that. It's so simple. And we teach it so beautifully. You won't even realize, oh my God, I meditated. You'll be like, wow. In that, even on that Zoom session, 2 hours, 4 days, and I meditated, and I feel light, and I feel clear, and I can see through things. Right. It's that simple. And we teach you techniques to practice it every day. You just have to take out like 20 minutes to half an hour every day, and you do it. It's so simple. I'm an example. And I told you how angry I used to be. Now, earlier I used to think, how many times I got angry today. Now, I was like, when was the last time I got angry?
So you've become more calm.
I have become absolutely calm. There are times I still do get angry, but I know, I'm aware that I'm angry, and I can do something about it. Right. Earlier, I would not know, then I would go into that trip.
Right. Also, talking about emotions, but it's so important to also acknowledge your emotions, be it jealousy, or be it envy or anger or anything. But at the same time, if you consume a lot of it, like he also mentioned about anger, it'll just consume you, and it'll just become toxic after some point. Yeah. So how do you really find the balance? Because anger ko pani cha त्यतिकै राम्रो कुरा नै गर्छ नि, because if you cultivate it enough, you can actually do something good out of it, right? Yes. Ego pani, to some extent, it's good. It
motivates you.
Yeah, it actually motivates you.
Absolutely.
But after some point, it just gets toxic, and it just gets too bad. So
see, there is all these negative emotions. They have something good about it also. So, for example, jealousy. Let's look at jealousy. We've looked at anger so much. So let's look at your point, jealousy, right? So I'm doing something good. I'm doing amazing thing in this society, and then you suddenly hear about me. Oh wow, Suvarna is doing this. Let me also do something. Somewhere that pinch of jealousy, has motivated you, has become a driving force for you to do something good.
Exactly.
So anger, jealousy, all these things, just a little bit of a pinch. If it makes you do something good, it's good. But out of jealousy, you go into that trip, you feel like, oh my God, this person is doing something and I'm not being able to do anything. I hate that person. You start hating the sight of that person. Then it has affected you. Right. Yeah, so you've got to do something about it now. So all these negativities, in meditations, what it does, there are different points. You've heard of acupressure, acupuncture. Yeah. There are different points, right? There are pressure points. And there are things that get stuck there. So this is the place where anger gets stuck. So you just have to release all those knots. What do all these negative emotions do? They create knots in different parts of your body. Right. Yeah. So what meditation does, and breathing does, and all these different kinds of physical movement does, is releases you from all those knots and helps you release. And then that person you were jealous about, just before meditation, you come out of meditation, I'm like, oh my God, I was so jealous about this person. I was getting angry at this person. I hated this person. You'll be amazed with yourself. Just before meditation and after meditation, you're a completely transformed person. And those negative emotions are not going to affect you anymore. Right. So that's how it helps you to wash it out.
So exactly. It comes down to the blurry vision back and settles down.
Yeah. Acceptance also goes a long way. Because I feel like most people just can't accept what they've been doing.
That's the most difficult thing to do.
Exactly.
It's not easy. I don't like you, I don't like you. It's so difficult to accept the person I don't like.
Exactly.
Right? But the moment that knowledge dawns, that's where wisdom comes in. The moment you understand and you realize that it is me who is suffering by not accepting.
Right.
Your behavior was affecting me. I was getting irritated. I was getting frustrated. I was getting, angry. who was suffering? I, not you. You are doing whatever you've been doing.
Right.
You didn't care whether it was affecting me or not. You didn't even know that it was affecting me that way. So who was suffering? I was. You know, so the moment I become calm, that emotion's not going to bother me. So now I have to go, and then when I'm clear and I'm happy and I'm contented with myself, then I can go and do something about it.
Exactly. And I think one thing about हाम्रो generation is that we come across these quotes, we come across these, you know, sayings so much that we sort of take it for granted. Like, yeah, I've heard that. Yeah, I've like thought about that, but how do I actually do it in my life?
That's the problem. Like, you know, we hear a lot, we read a lot, but we don't have an experience. And that's where a teacher comes in. That's where a guru comes in.
I think on another thing, हाम्रो generation is like too overwhelmed with information. Right. The same information that you're giving us, like a couple of 100 years back, I would have to go and like find a guru who would actually take me in and teach me these things. So any ideologies or any philosophies that I want to, I can just look it up, what it means, I can and get a gist of it. And once that happens, I have like,
you feel like you know everything.
Euta ideology bujhnalai you would have to go, stay with the guru, stay there, like follow the त्यहाँको culture and everything, then understand. Although you can just be त्यो भने यस्तो हो, त्यो भने यस्तो हो, त्यो भने यस्तो हो. You just get a gist of everything and like nothing makes sense.
So the difference is पहिलाको जुन तिमीले जुन भन्यो नि पहिला गुरुसँग बसेर सिक्ने भनेको, there was practicality involved in it. Day to day life ma the teacher was instilling those values in you. In a घरमै पनि अब अहिले त parents are too busy to teach all these values to the children. In a family man, people are busy, and in schools and colleges they are busy mugging you up for the exams. So to rote learning my bitairasa time, all these information. Oh, you need to be updated. You need to know all these things. So it's all about knowing information. But with the guru, with this kind of teacher like what I'm doing, it's all about practicality. It's now experiencing that. When you experience, it makes sense. You start applying it. You start living it. But if you just know it, you're like, oh, okay, I know. It's only for like, you know, your coffee table ma ya parties ma basera discussion garnuko lagi matrai. You sit down and you discuss and I know this, and you say, oh no. So it just goes on that intellectual level. Where is the experience? It's not there.
You just know it. You just
know
experience.
You have not
experienced
it.
Yo kura chai is distinctly seen in हाम्रो parents haruko generation because they take त्यो WhatsApp ma quotes पठाउने कुरा so seriously के हुन्छ नि. It's like daily good morning quotes haru पठाउने, they take it so seriously, and that's because they actually okay यो कुरा त एकदम मन छोयो है types गरेर they want everyone to know it and they're like sharing it. When it comes to us, we're like, okay, another message that I see खालेको feel हुन्छ नि त. So I feel like it's just like so distinct in हाम्रो generation and हाम्रो parents के generation मा पनि it's different जस्तो लाग्छ के.
Yes. And I think this culture has to be revived. You know, this is our culture, having a guru in our lives. You know, like it can be any guru. You know, for me it's Sri Ravi Shankar. So having a guru in my life has transformed my life. You know, I have all these experiences, I have all these knowledge that he gives me, and it's, you know, it's there. He's there. He's living. You know, I can easily go to Bangalore and meet him. You know, or he comes to Nepal, or he travels all over the world. You know, so he's so accessible. So, and all these things that he has given us, it's not just information. He makes us experience that. You know, we go through that, and when we experience it, it becomes part of us. So acceptance is now become part of me. You know, the moment I don't accept, I can now become aware, okay, I'm not accepting and it's affecting me. Then I will make an effort to accept. If you just know about acceptance, you won't know that, you know, you're not accepting it or you're not aware of it. So what experience does it? It brings that awareness in your life. And, you know, a lot of people are just walking, they're living without the awareness. What we are trying to do is add that awareness in your lives. You know, it's so beautiful to be aware of things, to sense things, to relate to things. When you have people around you, you know, like for example, the two of you, if you were not, you know, like coordinating with each other, how would you be, like, you know, even interviewing anyone sitting here? You know, there has to be that understanding. You know, whether it's profession or, you know, family or friend circle, you've got to have that, you know, that sense of belongingness, that sense of understanding. You know, Nabeta, you know, okay, you're my friend, you know, so it's just like becomes too casual. You can't live life like that. You've got to have that sense of belongingness, you know, with that awareness. Okay, whatever I do, you know, I don't have to go around pleasing people. But what I do, is it going to do good to her or him. We've got to be that level of sensitive, because we're not selfish people. We're not selfish people. So we've got to change that. We have become, because all that senses looking outside, we've become so selfish. Now we've just got to go inward and be, cultivate this habit of belongingness.
So I'll come back to Asli. We also talked about how knowledge is so abundant in the Hindu scriptures, Quran, Bible, anything. He also talked about how spiritual world and physical world is it's two sides of the same coin. But how would you say religion is different from spirituality? Because most people confuse these two to be the same.
Every religion has spiritual aspect to it. So when you are practicing religion, it's mostly to do with the surface. You're just doing the rituals, so like mandir ma hami temple ma gaera puja garchau, church ma gaera you go and pray, mosque ma gaera namaz padhne, you do all that prayers. So those are rituals. That's something that's become a culture. So your religion ko euta culture sa, so that's become a practice. So that is just like what Gurudev says is like a skin of a banana. The real content is the banana. If you just take the peel and throw the banana, what's the point, right? So this spiritual aspect of every religion is the same. It teaches you humanity. It teaches you love. It teaches you peace. It teaches you to become a good human being. So taking that banana is the wise thing to do. Every religion has it. We are here to respect all cultures. We are here to respect our own religion also. What we do is, Hinduism is let's accept this modernization. Modernization is something that came much later. Our religion was there. All these different religions were there for a long time. Modernization is something else. Religion is something else. You can be modern and yet be religious. You can wear modern clothes, you can live a modern life, have a modern sophisticated house, and have all those gadgets, yet still be practicing your own religion. So what it does is it makes you go deep into your roots. The stronger your roots are, the less likely that storms will topple you. If your roots are not strong, then storm also rukla udar lera jancha. So if you just copy others, you mimic others, you just imbibe others' cultures and all, you become very shallow. You have nothing. You have no gairai nei chaina. You don't have depth if you're not respecting what is yours. We say yo dhami jhakri koma, such a silly thing. Doctors, they are doctors, yo kaha gaera dhami jhakri koma jane bhanera. You're from a village. You don't have hospitals there. They're not used to this concept of medicine. Medicine le thik huncha. They don't. It's something new. And even research has proved that if you want to be cured with modern medicines, you've got to have faith in it. It's the patient's belief in the medicine that cures him or her. If that patient does not have belief in it, no matter how much of medicine you give, it's not going to work. The same medicine works for A, does not work for B, because A has faith in it, B doesn't have faith in it. The same with dhami jhakri. From my childhood, every time I had a stomach ache or headache, I went to a dhami, he does something poo-pa, and then I become well. I go back home, I'm happy. That's next time it happens, I go to the same person, it happens, it has cured me, then why not use it? There are some cultures who do that, and they have been practicing it, and it has cured them. Means there must be some energy in it. There must be some, something in it. But people have distorted it. Even dhami jhakris have become too modern, and then the old practice may have died out, and it may not have worked now. But every culture has something very indigenous, something very special, something very unique in their own. Everyone has their own knowledge system. Everyone has their own belief system. Everyone has their own healing system. Let's respect that.
Do you think human race is very competitive, and they're always my religion is better than yours, and that's why we've had this a huge history of religious violence.
Absolutely.
And now we have this new wave of religious violence which comes in a package of politics. So all politicians are using religion as the main selling point now. So there's a huge Hindutva wave coming in, not just in India, but it's slowly following in Nepal as well.
Absolutely.
So what do you, our religion ko kura garda feri Because these are the things that our generation can relate to. Because how we perceive religion is, because I know if many people like Hami, we don't practice being so spiritual all the time. So hamle tha bhako bhane bokra matra ho. Hamle kaile pani tyo, you know,
त्यो बोक्रा पनि राम्रै गरेछ
exactly. So
That's true.
So the way we look at it, हामी त रिलिजन भन्ने बित्तिकै इट्स अनदर हुन्छ नि, त्यो एउटा बेट मात्र हो मान्छेहरूलाई ल्याएर भाइलेन्स गर्नलाई, you know, politics गर्नलाई. So what do you say to that?
So first, your original question, ki my religion is better than yours, kind of competition. Who cares whose religion is better than whose?
No, but people are actually dying.
People are dying.
They're
so
killing people for
silly,
this.
You know, they're idiots. Why? I practice my religion. I respect my religion. That's good enough for me. You know, this is my religion. I value it. Why does it that Aditya has to value my religion? It's my religion. Aditya has his own religion. So Aditya thinks that religion is good. Good for Aditya. For me, my religion is good. Good for me. Let me practice it. I don't have to go and shout at Aditya saying, you know, this is my religion is better than. Who is here for competition? And what do we get at the end of the day? Okay, let's say we have a competition. We have a, you know, sumo wrestling between Aditya and me, my religion or your religion, and I win. So what after that? I get my ego bloated. Yes, my religion is better because I won over Aditya. So what? What is going to... It's end of the story, right? Nothing happens after that. If I know my religion is good, I am practicing it, I am living it every day, it makes me feel good, I am happy every day, I am feeling good every day, it's doing something to me. You know, I am following it. You are following yours in your own space, you're doing it, it makes you feel good, you're happy, you're well there. You know, there is nothing to do. And you come to my house and you ask me about, oh, what is this? You know, oh, this is this. Oh, wow, nice. You know, then we can have a cup of tea together. But if you say, this is, you know, silly, you should do this, then we cannot have cup of tea together. So what has it done? This, I am better or you are better. We cannot even enjoy a cup of tea together. We become enemies. You know, or how dare Aditya say this? But even if Aditya says, you know, okay, this is silly what you're doing, you know, this is my religion, this, because I'm wise, and I say, let Aditya think whatever he thinks, you know, let him do. But whatever he says, I'm going to do it every day, no matter what he says. Then whatever Aditya says is not going to affect me. Then this world would be a good place. And there are a lot of people who are practicing this. And we just have to make more of people like us and less of people like those who are fighting, killing each other. So this world is a good place. This is a place of good people. Those who have been killing each other on this have been living in darkness for way too long. We have to take the light. So we have that responsibility. You know, it doesn't make sense. So we have so many religions in the world, and it's diversity. It's beautiful. We have so many races in the world. Look at God. God must be crazy. Building, you know, making so many different shapes, so many different colors, so many different eye colors, so many different types of hairs. So when you can have, there is no different there is no another person looking like Aditya. You know, somebody might come and say, oh, I've met someone who looked like you. There could be a look-alike somewhere, but they're not identical. In this billions of people, you have no one person looking exactly like the other. Then, you know, you have so much of diversity in one physical appearance. You can have diversity in thoughts, in your faith, in your, you know, practices. You will have n number of diversity.
I think that is what the human race has failed to acknowledge and accept.
Yes. We are bound to have diversity, and if you can accept it, you can enjoy each other's company, have a cup of tea together. But if you cannot accept it, then we'll have fights. So let's, you know, have this more people. Let's create more people. Remind them. You know, it's not like creating. They know it. They've just forgotten it. Let's remind all of us, all of our, you know, brothers and sisters around the world that, you know, we are one world family. We've always belonged to each other. Despite our differences in opinion, despite our differences in perceptions and priorities, we are one family. Let's live together. What is good for you may not be good for me. What is good for me may not be good for you, but you enjoy what is good for you. I enjoy what is good for me, but let's shake hands and have a cup of tea together. I keep saying tea, but I don't drink tea, by the way.
Would you say like religion is individual? Would you say it's like a group?
It is group also. It is individual as well as group. Like, for example, I may belong to a group that is Hindu, but I may not be practicing it. You know, so I may be practicing something else. So it could be individual and it could be group. But I'll tell you that I'm a very, practicing Hindu. So I love my culture. I love doing pujas. I love, going to temples. And when you hear that big gong, that, it's amazing. In that chaos, you can find that peace. There is arati going on, there is gongs and incense and chantings and all. In the midst of that, you go to Pashupati. That's my favorite thing. I've missed that this year. That's one thing I've missed. So you go to Pashupati, or you go to any Krishna mandir. You go to SCON and you go to that arati. Oh my God, that big huge lights going round, and they can't even carry it proper, but they are doing that arati and the chantings and singings and all that. And in that mist, you find that joy. I always dance when I go into arati. I can't just be like you're so filled with that, that joy, that energy. You just cannot let you sit. You would just want to. You have no idea why you are happy, but you're just happy, and you just, it just takes out all that thing from your mind and makes you empty. And when you're empty, you're so happy. You just want to stand up and dance. I always do that.
That's amazing.
So there's beauty in my religion, and there's beauty in a church when in that on Sundays there's that beautiful chime. There's no noise. In our temple, that's like gong, that's huge, dong, dong, dong. And it just takes you to another plane. And it's beautiful. You are in this world, and that transports you to another plane, and we don't even know that plane. We don't understand it, but you feel transported. So it takes you to that state of meditation. And in churches, there is that beautiful chiming of the bells, and people are all in that choir and singing. There's beauty in that also. It's just not my culture, but there are people who are following it. I've been to churches, I've prayed in churches, I've enjoyed their choir, I've danced there also, and it's their culture. Let me respect that. They have every right to practice their religion, but we are not here to convert anyone. I'm not here to convert anyone. I don't want Christians to become Hindus, and I don't want Hindus to become Christians. We are not here to convert. Conversion comes in when you think I'm better than the others, right? If people, it's their choice. If somebody who is born in some religion and as they grow, they want to go into another religion, it's their choice.
Identify themselves with some other religion.
Yeah, that's no problem, But you are a better person when you go deeper in your roots. You make your roots stronger so that no one can, buzz you.
Right.
Even if anyone comes and tells me anything about Hinduism, I don't get offended. It's their opinion. I know how good Hinduism is, so I won't get offended by people who don't know about it. I have an experience of it. I have that bliss in Pashupati. I have that bliss in Krishna temples. I have enjoyed satsangs. I have enjoyed all those pujas at home. So I know what that means to me. I've been brought up that way, and I've loved it. So I respect it. I practice it. Others don't want to do it, then it's their problem, not mine. But I won't go and force them to enjoy what I've enjoyed. I am here for practicing my religion, and I would encourage everyone to practice their religion. Because there is so much beauty in your own. When you practice something that has passed down from generation, you have a strong. Your grounds are strong when it has come down from generations. Your purkhyoli sampati paundakeri ko ra bhakare kamako ma, there is a difference nita. So it's a virasat ma pako ke. It's like that legacy. This makes you feel so royal. It's come down from generations to you. It's something you just acquired it. It'll take time to go deep. You just have to pass it on to your generations after generations to make it strong.
But again, coming back to the political issues, but then you are a Muslim living in India right now, but there is you're doing your own thing, but there is a genuine threat.
Absolutely.
So what do you do then? There is a genuine threat. There is Nepal ma pani this is going on. And I think it is also a sense of belongingness, because many people are berozgar,
बेरोजगार छ
हैन and many people they just need a sense of belonging के एउटा कम्युनिटीमा म कहीँ बिलोङ हुँ जस्तो लाग्छ हैन and then there comes like यस्तो politiciansहरु who are like तिमीहरु like हुन्छ नि हामीहरु हिन्दू भने we are superior
so politiciansहरुको त आँखा नै त्यसमा हुन्छ नि त जहाँ कम्युनिटी हुन्छ त्यहाँ त पायो नि त उनीहरुलाई त्यो हुन्छ vote count हुन्छ अनि riotsहरु गर्नको लागि त youth especially if they are youths then they get that you know they have a mob ready for them so जहाँ त्यस्तो अझै you know like
तर त्यो threat देखाउने त मेन हो नि त so they'll perceive the like they will tell the people that हामीहरु हिन्दू we're the superior race with the superior religion अनि then अब यो पाकिस्तानीहरु or like muslimsहरु or like this over that is the threat to us that is the threat to our community भनेर उ गरेर then they create this hatred हैन so अब obviously not everyone is you know as हामीहरु जस्तो बसेर बोलिरहेको हुँदैन and everybody they just surround themselves with the like minded people पनि के भन्नु the same group of people because at the end of the day I think like हामीमा पनि त्यो भेडा त्यो ट्रेट्सहरु छ हुन्छ नि and we have that tendency to follow the crowd so we just keep going that and like त्यही एउटै कुरा सुन्दा I think त्यो दिमागमा पनि बस्छ हैन and then comes hatred then comes all these religious violence हैन अनि like I truly believe that religion how it started every religion started like ekdam beautifully but then like you know some of it there are some people who are like you who are like preserving it who are actually practicing it but then down the line just bhayo ni मान्छेले बोक्रा मात्र just because they go to the temple they feel like they're you know doing something you know so I think a lot of things got lost in translation
exactly
you know
so the best way to come out of it is not just in India and all over the world there is like you know your communal riots or communal disharmony or ekdamai cha so people like us you know those who have understanding who have experienced both the banana ko peel pani ra yo bitrako the flesh pani हैन so when you understanding ki you know they are like त्यो केरा मात्रै भएर त केही फाइदा छैन नि त हैन त्यो त्यसको लागि त प्रोटेक्सनको लागि त you have that spiritualityलाई त बचाइराछ केले त religion outside cover हैन ritualsहरुले पनि बचाइराछ you that is part of it so यो दुईटालाई सँगै राख्यो भने you have you know there is something नभए त बोक्रा मात्रै भयो so अहिले यो प्रब्लम किन भइराछ just practitioners हैन भित्रको कन्टेन्ट केही छैन खाली बाहिरको त्यो बोक्राको मात्रै प्र्याक्टिसनर भएपछि and then they are the ones who have that ego हैन म त योगमा फलानो म पण्डित या एक्सेट्रा हैन या म मौलवी साहब या you know म priest हैन so यो इगोले गर्दाखेरि because they don't have the goody अनि आफूसँग जे छ अरूलाई पनि त्यही दियो हैन and then as you said भेडा बनाऊ अनि भेडा बनाएर you know you take them to the streets problem is there so if only people would understand this spiritual aspect हैन त्यो भन्यो भने then हिन्दूमै खुसी हुन्थ्यो मुसलमानमै खुसी हुन्थ्यो even if they are living in the same city they have their own thing they can still go to each other's community they can still go to each other's house and you know recognize each other so that's why we are making this effort and Art of Living has and this is not very bleak picture okay it's not something to be very depressed about and be and thinking ki you know okay now the world is going to end because you know there are more of these people no there are more of good people we are in 156 countries 156 countries in Mongolia more than 70% of the population Mongolia ko whole population ko 70% of more than 70% have done Art of Living happiness program now imagine India ko पनि गरेको छैन 70% ले हैन so this wave has become so big that understanding you know wherever Gurudev goes if he is in a Muslim country he becomes like them he is in a Christian country he becomes like them when he is in India or Nepal he becomes like us you know त्यसको मतलब के wherever he is going he is respecting their culture and he is telling them practice your culture practice your religion first respect yourself if you don't respect yourself you cannot respect another person the reason there is violence is because it's not because that person does not respect you that person does not respect that person himself so there is no self respect हामीलाई सानो कुरा भन्ने बित्तिकै नराम्रो लाग्छ इन्फिरियोरिटी हुन्छ हामीलाई कम्प्लेक्सेस डेभलप हुन्छ हैन we don't have self respect respect your culture respect yourself as a human being love yourself first then you can go and love other people you know so त्यो imbibe गर्न सक्यौं भने त सबै प्रब्लम सल्भ कसैले केही गर्नै पर्दैन so we are on that mission we are here to spread love we are here to help people respect themselves the moment there is self respect there is respect for others so your communal harmony etc all die out अब उनीहरुलाई अलिकति फेरि इन्सिक्युरिटी होला because मैले त यत्रो यसबाट politics गर्न पाइरहेको छु हैन, it's going to ruin. So obviously they will hesitate, and they will not come. उनीहरुलाई आउन गाह्रो हुन्छ. We are also not the kind of people who will give up. We are here persisting. I've given up all my career. मेरो अरु सबै कुरा छोडेर I'm completely into art, and I'm absolutely loving it. I'm enjoying it, and I'm here for this, to bring this wave of love, to bring this wave of respect and understanding, and this creating the sense of belongingness. अनि तिम्रो यो unemployment को कुरा गर्यो नि हैन, so we are here for that also. We are not here just teaching meditation. We are here to, नेपालमा त हामी भर्खरै, we are still new in Nepal. इन्डियामा त we've done amazing work. यो skill development को देखि लिएर projectsहरु गर्ने देखि लिएर community development को कुराहरु, even सुकेको नदीहरुलाई revive गर्ने कुराहरु हैन, we've just started. बागमतीको project चाहिँ हामीले pick up गरेको छौं हैन, so it's going to start in Nepal also. So we are here to solve problems. So यो जुन aspectsहरु छ, we will be taking care of that. So not just, but meditation is the primary thing, because त्यो हुने बित्तिकै you respect yourself, you respect others, and then you can work together. सबै communities मिलेर काम गर्ने, not just Hindu, not just this or that, the whole world together, make this world a better place.
So houses build cities, there are bricks build houses.
Absolutely.
So I think individual, what I say, it starts within. First you build yourself, you understand yourself, you love yourself, respect yourself, then you respect the people around you. And I think that is what builds the community.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I think today's conversation has been lovely, right?
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, but before we part, would you like to talk a little bit about your book?
Oh, sure.
Yes.
So this is such a beautiful, magical moment. This painting that you see here, it's actually a painting, but it's painted from a photograph. This was the first time I went to Bangalore, where our international center is. We call it Ashram. So Gurudev is there, and I had written a book. Now it's this book. So I had written this book. It was handwritten in a Nepali Kagaz ko diary. So I went to give it to him. And the beautiful part was, when I finished it, I had bought a diary. So, you can't really add pages, or you can't remove the pages that you've not filled. The last line of the book was the last sentence of the book was the last line of the diary. It filled completely, absolutely, just that there. So I took this on his birthday. It was May 13, 2013. So 13 is such a lucky number for us, and Gurudev has come to remove this, misconception of unlucky 13. He was born on 13, and he was, and such a beautiful anecdote to that. It's called May 13 in Hindi. It's called May Tera. I am yours. Tera May. You are mine. So this is, so on that day, I went to Ashram, and I was so fortunate because there were thousands of people, you can see, and I didn't have any appointment. I didn't know that, I was just very new to Art of Living, and only a couple of years into it. And I wrote this. These are all the thoughts and the stories that came to me as I was meditating, or when I was in a meditative state. And I wrote them, gave it to him, and he called me on stage out of that huge crowd of people, and I didn't have appointment, nothing. I just told the guard, to inform Gurudev that I'm here with this book. And it's like, I felt as if the title is Sudhama's present to her Krishna. And do you know Sudhama's story? Sudhama was Krishna Bhagwan's childhood friend, right? And he was very poor. And Krishna Bhagwan, he was actually the king, but he was, living as a Gwala. So he was a cowherd in Vrindavan. So later he went to Dwarika, he became a king there. So Sudhama goes to meet his friend, childhood friend, who is a king now, and he's such a poor, guy. So he had taken some, rice. Kanika bans, not even whole rice. It's like the small pieces of the rice. So he had taken that. So he goes there, and Krishna welcomes him with all that love, and he was actually washing his feet because he had come all the way from Vrindavan down there on foot. So he washes his feet, brings all those different varieties of food, and he was feeding him with his. So he hides his kanika behind because he was so ashamed that he brought that. And of course, Krishna Bhagwan is Bhagwan, so he knew what he had brought. So he was like, where is my gift? And he's like, no, I didn't bring anything. It's like, no, I know you have brought something. So he took it out, and he gave that kanika to Krishna because he was asking. So Sudhama was eating those chaurasi byanjan, and Krishna was eating that kanika, and he was eating with relish. He was so enjoying it, so happy that his friend had brought that gift. So I felt in that space, when I was bringing this, I was like, there were so many people and they had appointments from earlier and they were bringing like, basket full of gifts and this to Gurudev on his birthday. There was a lady from Nepal who had brought this shawl, Dhaka ko shawl. And I didn't think of anything. And I was like so excited I have this book. When I saw all those gifts and I was like, I was hiding this. And Gurudev actually, I didn't expect him to invite me on stage. I just hoped that I would just meet him somewhere, bump into him, and I would just give him my gift. But he actually told the god, call her on stage. So I went there on stage, just as Krishna was telling, Sudhama to be brought inside the palace. So I went up on stage, and I was so nervous. And he's like, so I was just talking, like telling him, and then there were like letters that people had written. So I gave him the letters first. And he's like, you've got something for me. And I was like, no. And my friend who was next to me was like, oh, there's your book. And I gave this book. And he was so happy. He was like, turning around and he's like, oh, yeah. He's like, telling me. And I was explaining what this was. And he was so happy and he kept it. So I gave this, I had published it as another title. So I added this bit of the story that I've just narrated to you. So I've added that and I've called it Sudhama's Present to her Krishna. Sudhama was a guy, but now this time the Sudhama is a girl. So
amazing.
So that's my book.
If you can tell the people where they can find the book and where they can contact you to get into Art of Living.
Oh, I am on Facebook.
Yeah.
So you can always contact me. My name is Suvarna Shreshna Basnet on Facebook. So a lot of people read it as Suvarna Shreshna Basnet. No, it's Suvarna Shreshna Basnet. So you can contact me on Facebook for my upcoming courses also if you wish to. You should all do it. And also this book is available in Educational Book House. They are the publishers in Kantipat. It's right opposite Nabil Bank in Kantipat. So it's available there. If you want a signed copy, then you'll have to contact me.
Oh, okay. We'll definitely get one now.
Yes, this is for you.
Yes. And ending note, if you want to add anything.
I think I've said quite a lot.
Right.
But, this year, 2021, it's going to be a fabulous year. 2020 was a roller coaster ride, but still it was very beautiful in so many respects if you could see it. 2021 is going to be amazing. So just, relax. Don't be stressed out. If you are stressed out, you just have to knock at us. We are here. We are here for you. Life is beautiful. Enjoy life.
Thank you so much. I think that's a very good note to end on and to begin 2021.
Yeah.
So thank you so much. And we'd like to finally thank our sponsor, Coffee 8848. And we have these coffee packages for you.
Hey, wow. Thank you.
Yay.
All right. That is the end for this episode. We'll see you guys soon.